Praises to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. We'll start off with the scripture here in Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Now, I have there's a shop I go to, and I remember it happened I think it was like last year, the year before last year. I've gone in there, and there's this Jake in there, well, he looks like a Jake. There's a Jake in there, and he's got all his bags, like he's been shopping, and he's got all his bags in front of the till. So I'm like, yo, like, can you move your bag so I can order my food? And he tells me to walk around his bags, even though his bags is right at the counter where the till is. Anybody with a brain would have moved their bags to the side, to any side, and allowed other people to order their food. And this man proceeds to get into an argument with me because I tell him to move his bags. And I just came from the shop, same shop now, and there's a black shop where they sell patties, jerk chicken, so on and so forth. And you're like, with the COVID restrictions and whatnot, there's only 2 people allowed in the store, so you gotta wait outside until a person comes out and another person comes in, so on and so forth. Now there's two people in there, and I see some Jake woman just park up, and I could just look at her, and when you just look at someone, you just see demons on her, man. Just bugged out, earring in her nose, black lips, look like you've been smoking weed. Just a real trampy looking black woman, man. Just, you know what I mean? Like, had a long face, no shape to her. Not even like I'm trying to talk about how ugly she was physically, but it's like, I feel like if you're not that pretty physically, you can at least have a feminine personality. You could just tell what type of woman she was, or thing she was. So anyway, I'm waiting for Donnie to come out. She's come to the door. Keep in mind, I'm waiting to go in. She's come and she's pulled the door shut. These times I'm waiting out there for like 10 minutes to get in the store. She's pulling the door shut. She's like, oh, he's my friend, like. And my Don's in there and he's trying to come out, and he's got all his stuff. He's finished and he's supposed to be coming out. And then he opens the door, and then they're sitting there. They're in the door having a conversation. Now, keep in mind, only 2 people are allowed in the store at once. There's already 1 person in there. He's got his stuff, and he's in the door having a conversation with her. So I'm like, right, can you lot move, like, so I can get my food? And then she starts mouthing off, you got a problem? And I'm looking at the guy like, right, like, this is your friend. You're the man. You're supposed to take charge of the situation and say, right, I've got my food. I don't have any business being in the store. Come out the store and have a conversation with a woman. Now this woman is talking rubbish now, and I'm like, right, if I was to smack you in your face, I guarantee you call the police. This is what black men are like. You're supposed to protect, like, no one wants to protect black women. Like, see, black women will start an issue, and then when a repercussion of the issue comes, they want to talk about and no one's protecting them. If you want to be protected, you avoid a situation in which you need protecting. You know what I mean? If you're scared of men raping you, you don't go out late at night wearing skin tight clothes and your skirt is just above your genital area where everybody can see your titties popping out and you got different color hair. You avoid certain situations. I don't like dealing with the police, so I have a job. I don't sell drugs, and I stay away from niggas. And you know what? I never have any problems with the police for the most part. Even the last time I had to deal with the police was with my job, and I was just going past them. So this woman is shouting, and I come in the store and I talk to the man in the store, and he says, what did he say? He's like, yeah, this is a woman country. And I'm like, boss, am I losing my mind here? Because it's only 2 people in the store. She's standing in the doorway, stopping me from coming in, having a full-blown conversation, while people are waiting outside trying to get in. And I even brought to their attention the last time I was there, where somebody had their shopping right at the counter. So it's like you had to stand 2 feet from the counter because they had so much shopping there, and the only other way was to step on their shopping. And Jake would have been wilding out. These times you had the whole shop was free. It was just me and him in there. He could have moved this stuff to the side, wherever. So I'm like, wow, what is wrong with black people? and then I can still hear her talking. So I've gone towards the door, and they're like, no, 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 leave it. And I've just closed the door so I can hear myself talking, because I could just hear her shouting, and she's talking about, right, look at you, look at you. These times I've left the house in my house clothes. I'm not getting changed to go to the store to get something to eat. So you're telling me, look at me, and you actually made an effort to look like that. And she looked like a tramp. She actually looked homeless, apart from the car that she had, which is probably on finance. She looked homeless. And this, and you could just see this is how the people are in this society. When they do something wrong, they can't even acknowledge they've done something wrong. I had a situation where the other day I was driving, and there's a left lane to turn left, and there's a right lane to turn right. And I'm in a rush, so I did something I'm not supposed to. I'm in the left lane, and I've dipped it onto the right on the last minute. And this, I've reached the red lights. I could have gone, but it was like a box area where you're not supposed to obstruct traffic, because it's one of those high traffic roads. So I've stopped to turn into the left lane because I was on the right, and I've dipped it in. I've stopped at the red lights. Guy gets out his car, comes to me. I've put my indicators on. I've said sorry, stuck my hand out the window, apologise. He's come up to me. He's like, "What are you doing? You almost hit my car." I'll be like, "Did I hit your car?" He's like, "No, but you almost hit it." He says all of this stuff. These times I know I'm in the wrong, so I'm like, "Right, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Still keeps talking, and he's like, "You know what? Because I'm driving a work van, I'm gonna report you." So I'm like, "Okay, cool. Enjoy your day. Like, you have a good day." See, when I'm in the wrong, I'm not being aggressive with people. I admit I'm wrong, and then it's done. Admittedly, it was my fault. I shouldn't have done that, but I was in a rush. I've got things to do. I don't know what you're doing, but I know my job is more important than whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Especially if you've got time to come out your vehicle and do this. The point I'm trying to make is, these people never look at their behavior and see that they've done something wrong, but they can always see when you've done something wrong. And I just find that very ironic. And this is Acts 28, 27. For the heart of this people is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have they closed, lest they should with their eyes and hear lest they should with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. So Jake don't wanna acknowledge that they've done wrong, and then understand why they're in the situation they are, and return to the Lord, and seek forgiveness and be healed. Now, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. And I was even talking to this woman, and she's known me for a long while, and she says, because I was just making a joke. I was like, "Oh, if the Lord ever gave me powers, I swear I'd kill everybody who the Lord told me to." And she was like, "The way you talk is as if you don't make mistakes." And I said, "Yeah, I do make mistakes, but I can admit when I made a mistake." And she said, "There's no point making a mistake, admitting you've made a mistake, and then repeating the same mistake." And she's very true on that. I slip up. But it even says in the scriptures, a righteous man shall fall down 7 times. Now, that's not an excuse, but at least I acknowledge my mistake. These times, if I was to bring up her mistakes, she'd start an argument with me. So that's how these people are. They can pick out your flaws. They love to pick out your flaws. And I knew what it was. It was Satan on her, just trying to aggravate me, because I was talking about how annoying people are. And it annoyed her, because she's probably looking at me like, well, you've done certain things. She probably has some unresolved issue with me, so she felt like she had to bring that up, And I'm not somebody who's going to react a certain way for no reason. But they're not going to look at the situation that's caused you to react. They're just looking at your reaction. It's like if you go and you slap somebody, and the person who they stabbed them, and that's an overreaction. But at the end of the day, you put yourself in the situation because you went and you assaulted somebody. Now, you can look at both situations and say, well, him stabbing him is an overreaction, but at the same time, he shouldn't hit him. So, understanding judgment is to be able to say, oh, you know what, that was wrong, but it wouldn't happen if this didn't happen. But these people don't see it like that. They just only see their reaction. They don't look at their action, which caused a reaction. It just shows that these people are just completely void of judgment, man. No, the Lord might not give me powers, but, hopefully give somebody powers so that this place can end, because, there's no judgment here, man. There's absolutely no judgment here. 2 Chronicles 7:19. But if you turn away and forsake my statutes and my commandments which I have set before you, and shall go and serve other gods and worship them, then I will pluck them up by the roots out of my land which I have given them, and this house which I have sanctified for my name will I cast out of my sight, and will I make it to be a proverb and a byword among all nations, and this house which is high shall be an astonishment to everyone that passeth by it, so that he shall say, why hath the Lord done thus unto this land and unto this house? And it shall be answered, because they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, and laid hold on other gods and worshipped them and served them. Therefore have he brought all this evil upon them. So, two white people be walking past and see me telling a nigger woman to go eat a dick, and they're just shaking their head, because when you see two people arguing, you see two fools arguing, you don't understand what's going on. And this is the state that Jake is in.
Yo, my people, been doing a lot of self-reflection, you get me? A lot of reflecting over this quarantine, and I realised there's something I always do, which is when I see other black people, especially black men, I'm always screwing my face. I'm always looking at them, making them feel uncomfortable, and I'm sure a lot of us do that too. It's just natural. I don't know why. But then when I see non-black people, I smile at them. I make them feel comfortable. I want to show them that I'm not a threat as per se, innit? And that's wrong, you get me? I don't know, we've been conditioned to do that, and I just want to apologise to anyone that I've seen looked at funny, because at the end of the day, you're me, I'm you get me? So I just want to say sorry again, and it's just something that I realised that I do, innit? And yeah, man, that's about it, really. Again, me, enjoy your Easter, man.
Do you see that what Jake ended off with? Enjoy your Easter. See, this is Jake turning his heart to other gods, and Jake don't even perceive why he's in this situation. If you look through these comments, I rate dishonesty, more time. I know that my brother's showing another some real shit. Never used to be like this back in the day. It kind of did during slavery, because you had slaves snitching on other slaves. He's a real one. Self-hates gets conditioned on a mad thing. So these people see it as conditioning of racism, more or less. Conditioned to hate your brother, so on and so forth. But Jake don't ever think, these are the curses, and there's reasons why the Lord has done this. They don't see it as the Lord. They see it as Esau conditioning them and put them in this condition that they're in, rather than the Lord putting the spirit on Esau to mess Jake up. And they don't want to return to the Lord. They don't want to, repent and return unto the Lord. They want to be in this whole Babylonian state of mind where they feel like, man controls everything, and it's because we're conditioned, because the white man this and that, instead of understanding that the Lord has turned your heart against your brother. As it says, your eyes shall be evil against your brother. But Jake don't consider that. So that a man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. And this is Deuteronomy 28:54. But Jake don't see it like that, And you hear him saying, Happy Easter, and because these people are in Egypt, and they laid hold on other gods, and they worship them, and they serve other gods. Because if Jake weren't serving other gods, you return to the Most High, and you would understand why all these curses are upon you. Even as I'm leaving the shop. Now, this whole situation is diffused. I'm leaving the shop now. And before I've even left the shop, I made a joke with the girls that run the shop. I'm like, I should sit here and eat my food so that she can wait outside, because there's only two people in at the same time. And they're like, no, don't do that. And I'm just making a joke before I leave. I've opened the door. And normally I hold the door open for somebody to go in. You know what I mean? I just open the door. I'm going about my way. And I can't remember what she said. She just said something. It's like, it was done. I'm coming out the store. I'm going on my business, man. There's no need for you to say anything else. And she said something else. And I'm like, yeah, I keep talking. And I just laughed. I prayed over my food. And I've started eating. But even, like, Jake doesn't understand why they are the way that they are. And when you understand certain things, I realize as this thing is coming to a close, I'm not going to say I'm the Lord's chosen elect or anything like that. But I be getting in situations where it's like, I just know it's Satan, man. and you're just trying to avoid. You just know it. Like certain times when I'm listening to brothers' stories, yeah, and you know they got a little lesson, and they're talking about things in their personal life. You're just like that's Satan right there, man. And you have to deal with this the whole day long. You know, so I just hope brothers out there, you know, stay strong in the faith. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of James, rule well. Shalom to the elect.